Welcome to Leap with Francesca. Are you guys ready to break free? Drop some chains because we are breaking generational cycles. We are breaking generation patterns. We are breaking the bonds of lack, okay? And we are living in abundance. I have a song for you guys, and this literally just came to me. I was like, if I was to describe this episode, if I was to really put a song to it, what would that song be? I don't know if you guys like Ariana Grande. I like Ariana Grande. She's okay in my book. But this is a song, okay? Listen. That is the theme of this episode, okay? Because this is the old you versus the true you. Are you choosing the old you, or are you choosing the truest version of yourself? We're going to do a little exercise. And in this episode, baby, we're going deep. If you're not ready to really just look at yourself and see and say like, hey, I have been in this position, and admit to where you are, accept where you are so you can move on to the next level. Okay? Now, I want you to get a pen and paper. And I want you to write at the top your name. And I want you to write a line right between the paper. And on the left side, it should say, old me. And then on the right side, I want it to see true me. Okay? And I want you to define how you are operating, how you look at money, how you look at your circumstances, how you look at actually taking a leap of faith. Are you running on fear? Are you running on lack? Are you running on old programming of what your mom told you should be, of what your grandmother said that you would never be, or what your aunt said that you should be? What programming are you operating from at this time? And I want you to ask yourself, is this me? Is this me? Or have I been living and operating from a space of other people's projections of who I've been? Other people's projections of who I thought that I should be? I want you to understand, the old version of you, it continues to play this same story, the same cycle, because it has nowhere else to go. You have not fed it any new story. You've continued to tell this story over and over again. I'm not enough. I can't keep a man. I can't do the things that I want to do because of X, Y, and Z. I can't create the business that I want because I don't have the money. I can't have the relationship that I want because no one wants me. All of these stories are just there because you have not pulled them up yet. They are there because you have not allowed yourself to create a new story, to rewrite the script, for you to actually tap in, go in, close your eyes, breathe, and understand that you have the power. Every day that you wake up, you have that opportunity to create new. Every day. And that old version of you is living in discomfort every single day, right? And I just want to share a story about when I would go through this pattern. You see, I held on to all of my family trauma. When I tell you all of my family trauma, I would literally experience their life firsthand because I had that type of gift. But when I realized that I had the gift of actually experiencing other people's lives, and that sometimes what I would experience is not necessarily having to do with me, but what's actually around me in my environment, then I started to decipher what was mine and what was someone else's. And I think this is very important because for a long time, I lived out my mom's story. I could not keep a man. because my mom used to always tell me, you can't trust no man. And the fact that she would say these things, it had an effect on me. I took on that story of hers. And so I never allowed a man to really get close to me. I never allowed myself to experience true love because I had this belief in the back of my head that he was going to hurt me, he was going to abuse me. And I even seen my mom getting abused by men. She said that it wasn't domestic violence, but what I remember is her suffering. It's her extremely scared. And me afraid that I can't protect my mother when I was just too little. And so with me having these emotions, it put this fear in the back of my mind that I couldn't connect with a man fully because of what my mom went through. I took on her story. And I made myself believe that I was a cold-hearted person, that I just wanted to use a man for money. If a man ain't doing this for me, he can't be in my life. If a man ain't giving me this amount of money, what do I need him in my life for? When I knew that all I really wanted was a true, genuine relationship with a man who gives a damn about money, because money is not real, but a connection. And how much love I had to give. That was the true me, the old me, the false identity version of myself of when I was allowing other people's stories to become my own. I realized that, hold on a second, I am the most loving woman there is. I have the most abundant healing energy there is. I love love. I love children. I love to give. I love to feel. This is the true me. These are the things that I actually really love about myself. These are the things that makes me, me. And so why am I suppressing these things? And turns out I was just suppressing them because my mom did, because my mom told me to, because my mom for years told me. I would say, yeah, my friend. She would say, you don't got no damn friends. You don't have any friends. What is a friend? Because she's never had one as genuine. And so I never had friends for a long time. I was very alone. But now I have friends all over the world. And I'm so grateful that I do, because I have people that love and support me. And so that's what I want you to understand, is that sometimes we can take on other people's stories and take them as our own. And so we need to identify what is other people's stories and what is really our own true story. And now that we have defined that left side, right? The side that's not really us, the side that we've been pretending to be because everybody else told us that we should be that person, because everybody else told us that we are that person. Now we're going to go and define this other version of ourselves, which is the truest, most purest version of ourselves. How powerful she is, how worthy she is, how abundant she is, and how she operates out of expansion rather than fear. Remember that little girl inside of you who was courageous, who was adventurous, who was curious about life, who didn't care, who loved to dance wherever she was, who loved to just jump in a puddle, who didn't care that the grass was wet. She still ran through it with no shoes on. Who still ran in the rain and played and laughed and smiled. That little girl, before all the trauma and all the abuse or whatever, I want you to imagine that And I want you to write down all those different qualities of the true self. Your true self isn't someone that you need to become. It is who you already are. And it's about just aligning back with that. And I remember when I first got this journal and I had wrote divine messages on it because I felt like, I was going to get some divine messages from this journal. And the first thing that it said was the true purpose in life is to reconnect back with yourself. Because that's all it is. We are so disconnected from ourselves that we don't know what's left from right. We don't know what is truly us to carry. And the fact that we don't allow ourselves space to see who we really are, to allow our true selves to really emerge, to get in new environments and get into new countries and get into new places so we can experience new, then we stay stuck in the old. And I want you to close your eyes for a second. And I want you to ask yourself, if I were fully living as my true self today, what would I be saying yes to? And what would I be saying no to? Close your eyes. Take 2 deep breaths. 1 in on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Truth. If I were living the life of my true self today, what would I be saying yes to? And what would I finally say no to? And then whatever answer comes up for you, I want you to write that down. What would you say yes to? And what would I say no to? I would say no to other people's opinions. I would say no to other people's projections. I would say no to the life that I know has been holding me back. I would say no to the people that I know that are not in alignment with me. I would say no to that guy who keeps calling me at fucking 12 o'clock a.m. thinking that I'm his fucking sex doll. Because I know my worth. I would say no to the guy who thinks that he can pay for me and buy me. Who feels like just because he has money, then he can have me. These are the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis, but they are not the truest versions of ourselves. Because the truest versions of ourselves have boundaries and have self-worth and knows what we deserve. And I want you to reflect back, right? The older you stays safe, doesn't risk anything, and remembers the failures from before, remembers how she fell flat on her face when she took a risk to open that business. Why would she go and open a business again when she's already failed before? Remember in that song. I want you to listen to that song after you get off of this, because you are a dangerous woman. What does she say? Don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. Because you have to understand that the more that you test your own limits, the more your truest self reveal itself. The true you takes the leap of faith. Trust that everything is going to work out. And the life that you desire is actually waiting. That's the true you. And I want you to understand after this video to have clear awareness and notice which voice is actually speaking to you. Is it the old one that's telling you to stay small, to play small, to stay safe? Or is that the true you who is saying, hey, Italy, Greece, Jamaica, other countries, wherever the life is abundant, I don't have to fear because I know that God got me. It's the true you. The you that doesn't fear the lack of money because you know that you are provided for. The you that understands that whatever you will, you can have and you will have. Or you already have it. And I want you to choose right now. Who do you choose? Old you or true you? And remember, your leap doesn't happen at once. It happens every single time you choose the woman you really are. And if this message has landed, please be sure to share it with a sister, okay? Because we are growing. We are growing the community. We are taking leaps. We are literally living our best, most abundant lifestyles. We are creating the life of our dreams. And this is the place to be. Thank you for sitting here. Thank you for chatting with me. And this was Leap with Francesca. Love you. Bye.